Adelabu. Of course, there's so much they are doing, and I hope so, to make sure that we don't experience a nationwide blackout. And some of these debts are upset, and I wonder why indeed we're having these issues, honestly. We need to, there was a story a couple of weeks back how, the Nigerian Air Force also was having some debt issues with Tikeja Electric in Lagos, and that creates quite a lot of issues. 2023 rather, and we're trying to break it down even much more, where the opportunities and challenges lie. And if you missed that episode we had on the program, you can catch that on our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, where I had an expert, speak to us on what we should look at, challenges and opportunities within as states begin to decentralize the power sector. It's important that we need to look at it, honestly. Some of these debts, will they affect the states when they decentralize? Those are very key questions I think we need to also put forward. All right. So, marketers protests as Dangote exports fuel while local supplies may suffer. So Dangote now exporting fuel to US and others. Petroleum marketers are furious that Dangote refinery has begun exporting fuel to the United States, Europe, and South America, while local businesses struggle to access petrol. They blame limited dollar availability and lack of government support, making it hard to import fuel. Many worry this could drive up fuel prices for Nigerians. Already heard the news today. I don't know what the cost of fuel today, the pump price is for you, but on my way, to the show today, a couple of drivers said the fuel prices have already gone up. Oil marketers under the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria have rejected this decision by Dangote Petroleum Refinery to sell. Last week we brought the news that there will be a change, that Dangote will begin to sell petroleum in dollars to marketers, and this is because they stopped receiving the Naira crude from Nigeria, from the NNPC, as they started last year, October, I believe so. The impact of this is of course, right now, power. So, this is a very, important issue that the federal government needs to step in as soon as possible. And I think at this point, we need to get an expert in the room to sit with us and tell us, analyze this for us really, so that we can be able to measure the impact of it on Nigerians. This is not a good one. It's not a good news at all. And I hope that the federal government can come. We have this, refinery on our soil. We have it in country. We should be able to benefit so much from it. Yes, we know it's privately owned, but Dangote refinery. Why can't we work with? I mean, there's so much forces, seem to be against the refinery. So much to help. Megawatt solar deal with Lungi, 2,600 megawatts of solar. This is future. So the future is changing indeed as we're transitioning. You can see that's why we need to know if we halt this, the import of solar panels, what is it going to do for the country? News like this make us go back to that and say, look, when we halt it, we know the opportunities, but are we indeed ready for it? This news was disclosed by the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Naji, in a statement on Wednesday. The project, hydrogen exports and clean mobility solution. So that's why electricity. We want to be able to clearly see, not electricity. We want to be able to clearly see, not just because investors are looking at some of these things. What are the level of transparency? What are the consistency of policy? The market. So increased transparency, and investment in infrastructure is increasing. Very important because we want to let investors know we're investment ready. So meritocracy is very important as we look at who we want to man some of this. Like one of my guests told me, he said the investors are looking What are the credentials of people we are putting at the state level to man the commissions? Can we trust them? Is there a better way we can do this to make sure that we have clarity in who we are appointing? And this goes to the state. Because from the next election, and I want you to know this ahead of, the issue of power will become campaign because the states will now be in charge. So we no longer will be holding the federal government on the issue of power. You will not be responsible to hold your state government, why your state still suffers the issue of power. So as we do this, we need to look at critically the policies that have been put in place. We look at how much they are driving investment, infrastructure at the state level. I will look at transparency. How are the books being audited? How are the monies going? Do we see a lot is happening already with the new company? I want to bring you up to speed, as we go on in different episodes. We're talking about the divestment in the oil and gas sector. And how is that going? As the indigenous companies take charge and they take full responsibility to man some of the assets onshore. I'm talking to an expert that will come and speak to us soon to allay our worries that they are confident that the local players can take charge of some of these onshore assets. A lot is happening offshore also, as there are very good investments already driving the offshore. I will keep following all of that and bring you up to speed as we go. But
time bomb on. Drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays. I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
Love at 10 p.m. for Heartlines. The show where we'll...
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energists will analyze the key decisions.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population, and with little or no means.
how can we remove the barriers and accelerate progress and build a more diverse and inclusive energy future? Well, my guest is Sheri Adegbenro, who is Chief Audit and Compliance at ECO Electricity Distribution and Compliance at ECO Electricity Distribution Company here for you. What are your thoughts about women in energy, really? What are some of the barriers you've identified over time?
Yeah, I think, so for having me. Yeah. One thing with where I work, right, you did introduce me as working in eco-electricity and all that. I think we're an exception because if you look at ours, quite a number of women within the leadership role.
How many?
In the C-suite. I know.